The IHWA Premier League is proudly brought to you by Shatterguard.com.au, Front Row Screens, your local streaming superheroes, and CD Dodd, scrap metal recyclers.
Back in March, we started Game 1 of the CD Dodd Perth Premier League for 2021, and now in the second weekend of September, it is finals time and no second chances for the final 4 teams remaining in the competition. A very good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Perth Ice Arena for Front Row Screen's live coverage of the CD Dodd Perth Premier League Final Series. We are at the first semi-final tonight on what is a very cold, wet and windy Friday night here in Perth, but the action inside the Perth Ice Arena, it is heating up. My name is Paul Persick, and as always, it's a great pleasure to have your company on Friday night ice hockey. Of course, we're at the business end of the competition. 2 semi-finals tonight here at the Perth Ice Arena. The winners to go through to the Grand Final Series beginning right here next Friday night. So plenty of stakes on offer in this game. The reigning champions, the Flyers Blue, they've only played 1 game in 3 weeks, and whether they'll come back fresh or stale will be a big point of conjecture after coming from 3-1 down and capitalising on a spate of Vikings penalties a couple of weeks ago in their final preliminary game. They tied it 3-3 and they sealed top spot on the ladder by a win. Now, on the Sharks front, they've been looking switched on over the last month. They won 2 of their last 2 matches, including a big 7-5 win over the Vikings to seal 4th place and continue what has been a mega run under Gil McLean's side into the semi-finals. And so sudden death, knockout time at last is here in the CD Dodd Perth Premier League. The Flyers Blue, from their 18 games, they finished with a record of 10 wins, 3 losses and 5 ties, and the second most goals in the competition. They had 87 and a positive goal difference of 27. Perth Sharks, they had the lowest goal difference of the competition. They had a negative 20. They scored 46, and from their 18 games, they won 5, lost 10, and finished 3. But of course, that last win against the Vikings and with the Blackhawks losing to the Flyers Orange last week here at the Perth Ice Arena, it gave the Sharks 4th place, and the Blackhawks, the grand finalists from last year, are the unfortunate ones to miss out. And as always, the Perth Premier League is all thanks to our great friends at CD Dodd, our title sponsors of the competition. It's been great to have them on board all season, not just in Perth Premier League ice hockey, but also in WAFL and in local events run by the great Front Row Screens team, and they are the media partners of CD Dodd Perth Premier League. Front Row Screens Sport, your number 1 in 2021, bringing you the best in local WA sport and the best LED screens in the business. And also our friends at Shutterguard, manufacturing German roller shutters since 1989. They are the proud supporters of our power plays, and we thank them for coming on board, not just in the regular season, but also in the finals as well. We are very glad to have their support as the teams are just out there warming up. We'll take a look at what it will take for both these teams to get the victory. While the Flyers Blue, they are one of the most disciplined sides in the competition. That is a massive for them. They never switch off their game plan, even when the match does hit a little bit of a heated patch. This side in the finals is very hard to beat. They went on a big run last year on the way to the championship. They swept all opponents in the semi-final series, and then, of course, in the grand final series as well, they defeated the Blackhawks in dominant style 2-0. Jordan Kairos, his team's leading goal scorer. He scored 29 in the preliminary rounds, and he can hit the boards pretty early with speed and flair. He's a big game player. No doubt finals is in his element. For the Sharks, their last 2 weeks have gone down with big starts. 2 to 4 goals on average at the start of the game. Brock Williams, Oscar Zoo, and of course Yannick Lodge, keys to their offensive slot to present the chances at the net. Defensemen, they play more man-to-man, and they turn over blind passes at approximately 75% all game, and they break out to attack every single time. It illustrates their aggression at the puck. It's going to be a crucial game for both sides. Remember, it is no second chances tonight. Winner goes straight through to the grand final. Grand Final Series starting next Friday. Now, for those that are confused on the format, if there's been any changes for the finals, so the answer to that is yes. However, playing time will remain the same as in the preliminary rounds. First and second periods are 20 minutes continuous. Third period is 15 minutes stoppage time. Now, in the event of a tie in these semi-finals and Grand Final Series matches, we will go to 5 minutes golden goal. If there is still a tie at 5 minutes golden goal, it'll be a best-of-3 penalty shootout. no doubt that'll certainly add to the excitement if the game ends in a tie at the end of regulation. Teams are just about to break up from their huddles now. The Sharks starting things off. Sean McLean and also Jake Ruck and also Harry Jackson for the Sharks. Nailing down that spot near the back of the defensive wing. Braden Maybe's also going to start by the looks of things, although they might be a late change. And of course, Reece Pelliccioni tending the net as well. So we've got a bit of a slight delay here, but we hope you can stay with us all throughout the night. And of course, it's another part of a big weekend on sport here on Front Row Screens. Of course, it is the start of the finals in the Waffle as well. We'll tell you more about that later. And of course, the other semi-final that'll take place tonight at about 9 o'clock, 9:15. We have got the Flyers Orange and the Northern Vikings. That certainly will be an absolute barnstormer here tonight at the Perth Ice Arena. And the Sharks, they are led under Gil McLean. They've had a massive resurgence in the last month of competition. They've won some very crucial games. They beat the Flyers Orange twice and were very competitive against the Flyers Blues. So the Blues, the reigning champions, know that this Sharks side is really going to give it absolutely everything tonight. The reigning champions, they are the reigning champions for a reason. They're just chatting with Bruce Ross off camera here. The referee's got a bit of a delay at the moment. The referee just tending to one of the nets on the opposite end of the screen, just to get it in the right position so it doesn't fall out of its allotted position. But we should be good to go now as the Flyers Blue are breaking away from their huddles. Josh Healy, Jordan Kairos, Ryan Langell starting things off, along with Stephen McCann. We've also got Andrew Cox and Brett Jolly to start things off as main defensemen for the Flyers Blue tonight. We're glad you can join us on Front Row Screen Sport, your number one in 2021. For what is semi-final night here at the Perth Ice Arena. No second chances. It is sudden death at its finest here. The reigning champions up against the underdogs. It is going to be nothing short of a barn burster. Cox and Ruck to start things off. Semi-finals night is go. And straight away, the Sharks enter it on their offensive slot, but it's easily cut off by McCann, and it's going to be pushed out by Healy onto Langell. But it's going to be turned over in the end, and the shot comes in from Valancourt just outside the house, and an easy save by Stephen McCann. And the Sharks blasting their way through with that first forward pass towards that offensive slot, really catching the Flyers Blue off guard in the first few seconds. But this Sharks team has come prepared against the reigning champions. Lodge hoists it back to the outer circle. They go cross ice to Healy, and here comes Kairos. This is dangerous when he's got space. Kairos goes through three, keeps the puck in front of him. He goes cross ice to Langell, but the puck is forced behind the goal line. Langell under pressure from Santana. He gets checked by Cox. Now it's a 2-on-2. Out of the scramble comes Ruck and uses it nicely towards Jackson. Plays it straight on the wing. McLean. And the Sharks will make a few changes on the fly immediately. It's an interesting call to make those quick-fire changes for all players in the first minute of any game like this, especially in a semi-final where the stakes are very high. Flyers Blue looking to capitalise on that space at the centre of the offensive house. But again, the Sharks moving players back. They use the puck along the wing. Ruck goes cross-ice out to Langell. His shot ricochet off an opposition player. That was Hazelhurst. He pushes cross-ice to Wilson. Jeffries. Good control. Lovely backhander onto Wilson. Goes back to Jeffries inside the slot. No. Great save, Pelliccioni. He kept his eye right in. And the Sharks will use it well through Lodge, who is their newly appointed captain. And again, it's on the offensive slot for the Sharks. Forced behind the goal line is Lamb. Gets checked out by Zoo. And they try and clear out of that offensive zone, do the Flyers Blue, but the Sharks are pushing hard. They're pressing forward. Back onto centre ice, waiting for those turnovers and those body checks too. Radcliffe Smith lays it to Williams from the corner. Nice save, McCann. With the opportunity there was Atkins looking for the second chance tip-in, but again, Stephen McCann, the hard-working goaltender, thwarts it off. No icing call made. Taking it is Jolly. Goes along the wings to Healy, but that was a blind pass. Chapman almost over the bench. Williams back to Chapman. He got a bit hesitant there. Langell pushes it forward to Cox. He goes cross ice to Kairos. Tip-in attempt by Cox, but to no avail. Jolly gently pushes it forward, but only as far as Chapman. Played along the boards as the crowd continues to file in here at the Perth Ice Arena. It's a great atmosphere tonight for the first semi-final. Kairos, a damaging player he was during the regular season. Keeps it in front of him. What options can he look for? He goes to Healy off the pads of Pelliccioni. Cox and Chapman off the end boards. Nice checking by Langell, but Chapman was able to keep the puck in control. Flyers Blue now are starting to put the pressure back on the Sharks now. But poor use by Langell allows the Sharks to zoom in. Preparing for the check was Ratcliffe Smith, and Cox was the one that fell down. We have ourselves our first face-off inside the Flyers Blue attacking zone. Puck went onto the net above. Hence the reason for this stoppage. But Hazelhurst and Ruck starting it off. Hazelhurst gets first to it. Onto Lamb inside the slot. In comes Jeffries, and the champions strike first. Just the start they were after. Liam Jeffries, off the back of that scramble for the puck inside that offensive slot, strikes towards the net and got the first goal on the board as we go to the CD Dodd replay. Here it is. Hazelhurst pushed forward. There was Lamb. The slap shot came in, and then Jeffries off the rebound outside the doorstep. And he found an opening onto the net. And thank your mother for the Rabbits, the reigning champions. They strike first. Can they do it again? Through Hazelhurst, deep inside the slot. Goes to Jeffries. No. Jeffries couldn't get that one off in time. Lamb from left point. Slap shot. Nobody home. Referee waving the icing call as well. Sharks now moving it freely. Santana pushes behind the goal line, only as far as Brote. His pass was an errant one, turned over. Chapman. Good positioning by Brote to get that one back. The clean went cross ice to the offensive slot, but look at the cherry picker. Jeffries, can he get a double from the outer side? Did he? I think he did. No. No, he did, I think. Well, let's take a look. A bit of a closer view. I don't think he did. No, he didn't. I thought he had for a moment. Judging by the cheers from the Flyers Blue on the bench, but it turns out no goal. Cogs wins it out. Kairos got a bit hesitant. Langell on the defensive takeaway. He breaks free. Goes cross ice to Lodge. Oh, off the bar and the gloves. Kairos rebounds it behind the goal line. He hoists it back onto centre ice. And Doyle rebounds onto Valancourt. Cross ice. Lodge just missed that one. Hoisted out of the defensive zone by Jolly. And the Sharks again opening up that space on the offensive zone, but easily covered by Jolly. Plays it to the defensive boards. And taking out the biscuit there was Doyle. Trying to move it more freely and force the Flyers Blue to back away. But not this time. Kairos. Oh, did he get tripped up by Langell? Referee saying no. On centre ice, Lodge. With that 2-on-1 scramble. Comes to Valancourt. Shoots from way out yonder. Easily clutched in by McCann, and he's not going to let that one go. On the CD Dodd scoreboard, 6.5 minutes played in this game so far. First semi-final. And it is a 1-0 lead to the reigning champs. With Liam Jeffries scoring off a rebound tip-in just outside the doorstep, making the most of that second chance, giving the champs the early advantage. Brote on centre ice. The defensive cherry picker was Chapman. He rebounds off the boards. Lelick and Brote. Brote won it out. Jeffries threads back onto centre ice. Hazelhurst on the outside. Good control of the puck. Forced behind the goal line. Will he go for a sneaky one? No, he won't. Back to Brote. Cross ice to the skipper and Lamb. He shoots. Easily clutched in inside the crease. Pelliccioni back on the side in place of Dylan Dewar, who filled in for a couple of weeks. Pelliccioni, of course, has played 9 games and a good SV percentage of around .863 throughout the regular season. Blues win another face-off. Lamb, cross-ice to Broad, inside the slot to Hazelhurst. Space is open. The Sharks play it off. It came to McLean. No icing call will be made. Rebounded by Lamb. Well, that was poor use of it. McLean went inside the slot, but there was heavy traffic by the Blues. They fended off through Wilson. Pushing forward, turned over. The Sharks now on the takeaway, only briefly. Here comes Maybe. Cross-ice McLean. Onto Ruck. Struggling to find space. Maybe in the mid-slot, but just wide of the left post. Broden McLean, little stick checking going on. That's the way you ought to do it. Ruck caught McLean well at that, but the possession was poor. On offensive ice, it was forced back, but Santana back onto the offensive zone. The Blues, 3-on-1 Broad, weaving his way around, manning the puck out of the defensive zone. It comes to Kairos. On the offensive boards, icing call. They'll take the puck all the way back to the Sharks attacking zone, who are going to have a chance now to respond on what has been a very competitive opening 8 minutes of competition. With the Flyers blue with an early lead, 1-0 if you're just joining us for the first time. Cox wins that face-off out to Broad, plays it off the boards. It comes to Langell, who has control. Good breakout past centre ice. He's intended for Kairos. Great 180, but he's hounded by a pack of Sharks there who look to turn it over and take it away, but it's hit towards the open ice by Jolly. They're wanting an icing call, but they're not going to get it. Bypassed Valancourt. Langell. Good flare by Langell, keeping the puck in front. Great speed. He's up against Jolly inside the slot, just wide of the post. Would have been a big equaliser for the Sharks. Langell doing everything he can to keep control of the puck. It's almost turned over by Kairos. It's taken by Lodge. Onto Langell. Langell gets some space on the slot. Lovely cross-ice pass to Lodge. Forced behind the goal line. Looking to go back into the slot. Just out of Langell's reach. He links up there with Doyle and Lelick. Doyle flicks it back. Almost turned over. Chopping it off there with Zoo. Langell has it again, but he flicks it back to Doyle. He got a bit cautious there. And very lucky not to have Kairos swoop in and do plenty of damage off the turnover. Open ice pass towards the goal line, and it'll be an icing call. As we mentioned earlier, the Flyers blue, their goal scorers, they fired up big time in the preliminary games. Kairos with 29, Jeffries 28, Ben Brote 20. Believe it or not, all combining for an incredible 77 goals for the season out of the 87 that was scored in the regular season. Simply incredible. Lamb, outside the doorstep, no. Just wide of the right post. And the Sharks again are away. But they don't have a lot of traffic to support it. And that's allowed the Flyers blue to force them back. Jeffries looking for a double. Enough stick checking by Jeffries to keep possession, but they do have it. Broke, blind pass on the offensive zone, turned over. Lodge breaks free, but it's a 3-on-1. Lodge shoots, and outside the crease, a good save by McCann. Really had to earn his spots tonight and all throughout the season as well. And it'll be a face-off on the outer circle with just under 9 minutes left on the CD Dodd scoreboard. It's a 1-0 lead to the reigning champs, the Flyers blue, who are on a quest for back-to-back. But remember, no second chances in this semi-final. Sudden death, one and done. Behind the goal line, Lamb strikes it long back onto centre ice, but it's easily manned there by Chapman. Cross ice to Williams. Almost had a fresh area there, but Wilson off the boards will flick it wide to Ben Brote. Brote does it well onto Lamb. Hazelhurst hoisting it high towards the goal line. Pelliccioni just flicking that one back. There's a bit of panic in the Sharks at the moment. These turnovers are aplenty. Inside goes Jeffries, looking for that second in a row. Doesn't get that one to go, but Jeffries just swoops in and snatches it back. Jolly, wrist shot towards the net, nobody home. Ricochet there off Pelliccioni's gloves. The Sharks, they need to muster a chance outside that defensive zone. Players like Healy and Kairos continuing to hound that puck for turnovers left, right and centre. The task is being made very difficult. Lelick. He goes off the end boards, but it's only intended for Santana, and Cox was alongside him. Williams. Radcliffe Smith flicks it back. Jackson. And didn't get enough power behind that one. McCann was easily going to allow himself to flick it sideways outside the crease. Kairos. Looking up with Lane Jewell, but turned over by Lelick. Sharks need to get greater numbers on that offensive zone. They're often relying on one or two, and the referee has pointed out an infraction. And by the looks of things, it was offside. A bit unlucky there for the Sharks. They were on a fine breakout towards the attacking zone, but the referee spotted the offside play and was in good position. Flyers Blue haven't been able, at this stage, to really assert total momentum. Even though they're leading 1-0 on the scoreboard, the Sharks still have been competitive. Flyers Blue doing everything they can to try and shut down every entry that the Sharks have got. But they're not able to shut down this one. Ruck went cross ice, but Kairos kept his eye on it. Jolly with the open ice pass towards the doorstep. Oh, it almost got him. Pelliccioni had a fresh airy. Goodness gracious me. That was Jolly who flicked it out from the defensive zone, and that went right into the net. Goodness gracious me. You do not see that every day. As we go to the CD Dodd replay, that was the open ice pass from Jolly. And then Pelliccioni, 9 times out of 10, you usually take that with the glove or the stick, but he missed it with both. That is something you do not see every day. But nonetheless, it gives the Blues a 2-0 lead. As we are at the 5.5 minutes to go mark of this semi-final, this opening period. This opening period of this semi-final. As the Flyers Blue again win it off the face-off. Lamb pushes wide to Brote. Through centre ice they go. Can they get a hat-trick? Not this time. Just over the crossbar. Doyle on the defensive zone. Plays it along the boards, but turned over by Brote, who gently pushes back. Hoists it back onto the attacking zone, but it's only as far as Doyle again. Oh, blind pass, and the puck almost hit the camera. But luckily, it was just only a few centimetres away. But nonetheless, it'll be a face-off just by the baseline. Wonderful, hard-working camera person there just laughing it off. We even get a few pucks coming the way of the commentary box. Lodge and Hazelhurst battling it out. It's even Stevens and Nat, but the Flyers Blue will emerge with it. They push forward, but Chapman is able to pierce towards centre ice with that pass, but Ben Brote is in the right place at the right time with the turnover. Jeffries keeps it in front. Jeffries shoots. No, good save. Pelliccioni off the pads. Rebounded by the Blues. Hoisted over the pack. And the Sharks are away. They've got a big opportunity now. Lodge shoots. Great save, McCann under pressure. Lodge had plenty of power behind that shot, but off the left glove, Stephen McCann, who gets a nice pat on the back from Wilson. Saves that one. And it prevents the Sharks from getting on the scoreboard. Flyers Blue 2-0 with just under 4 minutes to go on the CD Dodd scoreboard. Healy plays it along the end boards. The Sharks again getting an entry, but only as far as Healy on defence. Look at that. Open ice pass to the cherry picker in Kairos inside. No, he faked it. Faked the shot. Onto Cox. He shoots. He fakes it as well. Off the pads of Pelliccioni this time. From behind the goal line. Doesn't get it. Blues able to push it forward. Kairos onto Cox. Ooh, he just missed that one. Cox tried to check Bryce Chapman, but he was the one that fell. Williams. Does he go to Atkins? No, he doesn't. He's hounded by Langell. Slap shot from way out yonder. Wide to the right post. Atkins gets cleaned up by Healy. Makes way for Cox. Lovely push forward with one hand onto Langell, but it bounces back onto that defensive zone. Langell, a fresh area on the first attempt, but eventually releasing Healy. He goes cross ice to Kairos, looking for Healy. Atkins and Kairos go down. Langell in the scramble, saved by Pelliccioni. Healy Checked by Jackson. A mad dash and a scramble for the puck. One Shark player goes down. I think that's maybe. They go deep in the slot. Maybe a little back shove on his opponent, not pinged by the refs. Williams goes wide. Loses that one, but it's picked up in front by Hazelhurst. Waiting his players to emerge from the bench. Brote. Oh, Brote lost it. Good checking by Maybe. He went cross ice into the path of Ruck. And Ruck gets the long-awaited response for the Sharks. That's the way you ought to set it up from the Sharks' point of view. As we go to the CD Dodd replays, you see there, Ben Brote just got a little casual there, and all of a sudden McLean swooped in with a turnover. Cross-ice pass found its way to Jacob Ruck, and Ruck just slapped it in just like that. And gives the Sharks their first goal, and a crucial one at that, with less than 2 minutes to go in the opening period. And so that breathes a little bit of life back into the Sharks' side. Sharks win the face-off. Out to Doyle, but turned over by Brote. Along the boards they go. Kairos has been held well. Goes towards the net, but it's wide of the post. Lamb and Maybe in a scramble for it in front of Wilson. But here comes McLean. Can they create another chance here? McLean shoots off the pads of McCann. Great save. He could have gone cross-ice to Ruck because he was in complete open control. But McLean went for the first option instead of the second. And I must say, the second one could have been a little more effective. But the Sharks still have it again nonetheless. But they're pressured by Wilson, his Valancourt. Lamb goes bang. Ricochet there off Lelek. Or Doyle, rather. On the outer defensive wing, they play it to Brote. Wouldn't want to risk another turnover. Brote. Oh, he almost did. We almost put the commentator's curse on him. Now he has. Good golly. And, well, the referees pointed out. That's another offside, however. And the Sharks will not be happy with that one. The Flyers Blue will be relieved because there's less than 30 seconds to go, and that could have been the chance for an equaliser. But the Flyers Blue, they've had their moments of converting some good chances so far tonight. And they've just got the edge on the Sharks, but this Sharks surge in the last 2 minutes has really been impressive. Watch out, here comes Lodge. Great save falling down McCann, and that'll do it. A very eventful opening period in this first semi-final of the CD Dodd Perth Premier League here at the Perth Ice Arena. The Flyers Blue started well with 2 straight, and the Sharks fought back with a response late through Jake Ruck, making the score 2-1 at the end of the first here at the Perth Ice Arena. Don't go anywhere, the second period coming up after this in this first semi-final.
Shutterguard has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shutterguard.com.au.
Welcome back to the Perth Ice Arena. It is the first semi-final of the CD Dodd Perth Premier League 2021. Sharks up against the reigning champions, the Flyers Blue, and it is a 2-1 lead to the reigning champions here at the Perth Ice Arena. The Flyers Blue got themselves off to a really hot start. The first 2 goals came the way of Jeffries and Jolly off a little mistake, a rare mistake by Reece Pelliccioni inside the goal crease, but he was able to rectify that with 2 very good saves under pressure late in the opening period. And then Jake Ruck, with less than 2 minutes left, got the response for the Sharks. He scored one deep off the slot And that put the score 2-1 at the end of the first. Those were the highlights thanks to CD Dodd. The efforts, I must say, from Doyle and Atkins also have got to be credited as well. The way they were able to keep the puck in control against a barrage of Sharks entry, a barrage of Flyers Blue entries rather, for much of the first period, really is a testament to the run that the Sharks have had in the last month and a half. They've really hardened their defence up. But the Flyers Blue, they've got the lead on the scoreboard. They've got some good attack. Can they maintain that edge as we get the second period underway? It's on the outer centre wing. Cross ice to Kairos. Are they looking for a hot start again? But no, Kairos fended off well by Jeffries and Santana. Maybe towards Ruck. Ruck forced out wide by Healy. He goes for it off the pads of McCann. Fast-paced action again. Kairos pierces his way through centre ice. Goes towards the slot. It's high. And it bounced right back onto the rink, but the referee's blown the whistle. And we'll have a face-off. That all-important first entry going the way of the Blues. And the Sharks went back and forth in the first few seconds. The Flyers Blue, they just had a little more control when moving the puck into their offensive zone. Can they keep it going? A little tangle with the sticks between Cox and Lodge. Off the boards, Lodge wins out. Onto Valancourt. Now he's advantaged. Onto Zoo. It was a hoist pass, but Zoo couldn't get all of that one in. On the outer wing of the centre. Puck now pushed back on defence. Valancourt onto Lodge. Now Zoo. Blind pass. Turned over. Healy got a bit hesitant there. Langell hounding Andrew Cox. Kairos opens it to Langell. Now goes back into the congested area to Cox. Langell onto the bench. Healy onto Kairos. Not able to get further forward. Langell with the physical stuff on Kairos. And it's forcing the Blues back. That's great defensive play by the Sharks, not giving the Flyers Blue any clear run towards the attacking zone and enforcing the defensive turnovers too. Lodge, well checked by Healy. That's what you got to do to combat the Sharks' defence, but there was an illegal check there, some interference. That's against Healy. Bit of head-high contact as well, as pointed out by the ref. So it'll be the first of the Shutterguard power plays for this game, and that is against Healy for the Flyers Blue. And we'll roll out the Shutterguard power play for the first time this evening. Healy just deliberating with the referees on why. Well, it was some head-high contact in that check, and so it'll be a penalty. But also Richie Lamb and Yannick Lodge, the two captains of the sides, having a bit of a chat with the referees as well. And Langell's in there as well. So as it turns out, it's a double penalty for the Flyers Blue. Langell was involved in it as well. Must have been something after too. I was keeping my eye on Healy when he was making his way to the box. So it's 5-on-3. This is a big chance, 5-on-4 rather, as Richie Lamb went onto the bench, exchanged with a player. So 5-on-4 in the Shutterguard power play. The Sharks with a big advantage here. Lodge goes down, Ruck stays in that one against Broad, but Broad plays it wide. Hazelhurst from behind the goal line. Has Healy for company. Oh no, that's Wilson. Wilson pushes towards the goal line. Hazelhurst stays back against Santana. 3-on-1 scramble. Turns into 4-on-1. Langell wins out. Handing it behind the goal line. He lets that one go, giving Santana a chance. It's 3-on-1. They open up the space now. This is good puck work by the Sharks. Langell. Great speed. He shoots. Great save. McCann goes over the crossbar. Plenty of speed on that one. Lamb. Oh, did he trip up an opposition player? That was Langell. Ref saying no. It was inadvertent. Off the sideboard, Santana rebounds. And the Sharks have got the Blues now under pressure despite trailing on the scoreboard. Santana from centre point. Nobody home. Ricochet off. Langell looking for the tip-in, but to no avail. And again, the Sharks have that rebound possession on that offensive zone. Do they go to Santana again? Well, they got no choice. Santana on right point. Opens it up to Valancourt. Off the post. Healy. Open ice pass. Are they going to get an icing call? Ref's going to wave it off because it didn't go past the two lines. Good tactic by the Flyers Blue. That allows the penalty time to be chewed up. Sharks just easing up. That's not going to help them when it comes to the power play clock. But there's 15 seconds to go. Santana played it straight. He was checked out by Cox. Now on to Lodge. He shoots. Great save, McCann off the pads. He left some space open. Langell, cross ice again. On to Valancourt with the backhand. And another save, McCann. This time with the left glove inside the crease. Two great saves in the space of 10 seconds. So that's 4 straight chances for the Sharks to equalise, but that Flyers blue defence and their aggression in front really kept them in check in the first 6 minutes. And in the first 6 minutes of this second period on the CD Dodd scoreboard, the reigning champs, the Flyers blue, leading 2-1. Atkins comes out with it. Went cross ice to Lelick for the immediate chance, but to no avail. Heavy check there by Doyle. Hazelhurst from outside the house. Can he keep it in front? He does. On to Kairos. But just off the bar. Mid-air by Langell. It comes back onto centre ice. Kairos. He's defended there by Lelick. Forced back to the skipper and Lamb, who's led the side well this season in their championship defence. Jolly. Plays it along the boards to open space. But the Sharks have 3 around the puck on that defensive zone. Jackson. Lelick. Blind pass. It was into the path of Lamb, but the referee spotted an infraction. There's an illegal use of the leg there. And in the meantime, the power play killed off when Josh Healy was in the box. So it's back to 5-on-5. Now there'll be a face-off on the baseline as a result of that infraction. Be Ruck and Hazelhurst. Clean readying himself on the outer side. The Sharks win it. Chapman plays it along the outer wing. The Blues need to manufacture a chance here. And even though they're leading on the scoreboard, they're not really dominating the game. Hence that turnover. Maybe shoots. But McCann, what a job he's done so far in those critical situations. A great save from him. And it gives the Flyers blue a chance to break free. Cross ice. Onto Broad. Couldn't make the Sharks pay on that one. But he was in great position to go for the slap shot. The Sharks getting their bacon saved again. Jolly pushing back. And Flyers blue appealing for a penalty. But they're not going to get it. And in the meantime, Kairos back onto the ice. Changes on the fly. Sharks played out to McLean. And speak of the devil, Kairos. Open ice pass behind the goal line. Robson. He's only had a few minutes on the rink tonight. Cherry picker is maybe. He's done it again. Breaks free onto the attacking zone. Good defending by Jolly. Scramble for it inside the slot. Ruck. Couldn't get that on the first attempt. Valancourt. Robbed of it. And now Jeffries. Does he go cross ice to Kairos? He does. No! Missed it completely. That would have been the easiest chance for a tip-in off the cross-ice pass. Jeffries, second chance onto Kairos. And again misses. This time over the crossbar and onto the net above. Kairos with 3 chances at goal so far, and he's missed all 3 as we go to the CD Dodd replay. This is a rock-solid play from the Blues, from the turnover. Jeffries onto Kairos with space on the left-hand side of the net. But Kairos not able to convert on this occasion. And Kairos, who can blame him, not happy with that. Another chance gone begging. Maybe the Flyers blue could be leading 4-1 or 5-1. But the Sharks' defence is really keeping the Blues in check. And to their credit, they've done a really good job so far, although it's still early in this second period, 9 minutes into it. But the Flyers blue, the champs, leading 2-1. Great turnover by Jeffries. They push it back. Finding some space on the wing. Kairos, great control. He goes for it. Great save. Pelliccioni, second attempt. No. Kairos has another chance. Goes for it from there outside the house. Zoo with the open ice pass. Watch out, Lamb. Here comes Langell. Langell, great speed inside the slot, but good defensive checking by the skipper. Magnificent play by Lamb. He allows Kairos to rescue the Blues out of the trough. Back on centre ice now. Cross ice to Santana. Langell just mishandled that one absolutely completely. Santana again pushes forward. They find space. Wilson. Slap shot. Off the gloves of Pelliccioni. Kairos and Zoo. Zoo won it out. He plays it along the boards. The opportunity for Lodge, but Brote got first to it. And the Sharks again leaving that space open. Lamb. Nice little backhand up. He was looking there for Jolly. Well, that's Wilson, rather. But he didn't hit the target. Zoo. Plays it along the boards. Brote in midair. But here comes Langell, the cherry picker. Speed into the slot. He goes for it. Great save off the pads. McCann again. You have got to be kidding me. What an impressive showing McCann has been. That slot has been like the pressure cooker. Jeffries inside, and that's a double for Liam Jeffries. Making the Sharks pay for those missed opportunities. Jeffries absolutely ecstatic, and rightfully so. That is a brilliant tip in from him as we go to the CD Dodd replay. Jeffries, nice swerve ahead of Chapman, and then just goes for the wrist shot. Absolutely elated, and rightfully so. He earned that goal. Magnificent stuff from Liam Jeffries. That's a double, and his 30th goal of the season. So very well done to Liam Jeffries. 30 goals and also 37 assists for the season so far. He's had plenty of it in 2021. 9 minutes to go in the second period. The reigning champions leading 3-1 and getting ever closer to a chance at defending their title. Kairos from the goal line. Got hounded physically by Doyle. Went out to Langell. Inside the slot. It goes to Cox. Cox gets it. Combining with Langell and Kairos. Cox converts on the opportunity, and he gets his first. And it is another one for the reigning champions. They have scored 2 in the second period as we go to the CD Dodd replay. Kairos linking up with Langell for the triangle play here. Cox on the inside. And finishes off the good work for the Flyers Blue. And now they further extend their advantage, 4-1 with 8.5 minutes remaining on the CD Dodd scoreboard. Kairos, headed by Maybe, but he pushes into space on the defensive wing. Jackson onto McLean. Oh, almost got bumped off it by Kairos, and now the Flyers Blue can play to those open targets. Jeffries chops it off onto Ruck. McLean goes through 1, goes through 2. But forced to pass it out wide to Ruck. Ruck shoots. McCann again with a great save. What an impressive effort he's showing tonight. Kairos tries to bobble it out past Jackson. But the defensive turnover works well for the Sharks. Jackson onto McLean. Does he go cross ice? He does to Ruck. And McCann just fell over. Slipping there. We didn't anticipate that. Tipping attempt by Ruck, but to no avail. They play it back on the centre through Chapman. On the inside, McCann. McLean and Maybe linking up there towards the slot. Inside! It's in! No, it's waved off. It was waved off. Well, McLean and Santana don't celebrate. It was waved off. Oh, this will be a very contentious one as we go to the CD Dodd replay. There was a mad scramble inside. It was a 3-on-2 in favour of the Sharks. There you see Maybe McLean going in hard. And there you see one of the players, I think it was Santana, who claimed that it was over the line for a goal, but the referee out the back was in a good position to make the decision and wave off the goal. So it's no goal. The scoreline stays 4-1. And we'll have ourselves a face-off. Lodge thrusts it forward. They'll be hungry for this one, the Sharks. But the Flyers Blue are really putting him right to the sword at the moment with this ruthless second period that they've had here. Wilson plays it along the sideboards now, and it's along the goal line. Chapman first to it. Plays it back. Great read by Wilson. Wilson, will he go with the backhand up? He's got a player out in the open. That's Broke with that deadly left hand onto Lamb. Doesn't get it. Chapman turns that one over, but they're pressured again, the Blues. Playing that trademark aggressive brand that they've been known for in the last 2 years. Robson on the defensive zone. Goes past Wilson. Keeps it in front. Goes past Brote. Fine solo play here. Goes for it from the edge off the post and into the gloves of McCann. And while we've got this little stoppage, if you're a Melbourne Demons fan tonight, I can imagine the celebrations will be red and blue. They are through to the grand final. So congratulations to the Melbourne Footy Club, their first grand final in 21 years in front of a sellout crowd at Optus Stadium tonight. Well done to Simon Goodwin and his side, making it through to the big dance in 2 weeks. And no doubt all the Melbourne faithful will have a grin from ear to ear and maybe a tear in their eye. But back here at the Perth Ice Arena, 4-1 is the margin. Valancourt hoists it back onto the end boards. Maybe gets checked from behind by Brote. Comes out to Doyle from centre point. He shoots. Inside goes Atkins. No. Cox finds the cherry picker in Kairos. Breaks out towards the slot and Kairos scores. And isn't he pumped? Oh, you gotta love those celebrations. Jordan Kairos now adds to the party. And the reigning champions make it 5-1 as we go to the CD Dodd replay. As you see, Cox played it to the open ice, finding the cherry picker in Kairos and great control inside the slot. And gee, wasn't he pumped up. Palming the glass. And the score now 5-1 with 4 minutes to go. Now, in the meantime, just sit back and turn up the volume and enjoy the sights and sounds of the CD Dodd PPL semi-finals. Great save in mid-air by Pelliccioni. As those were the sights and sounds of the CD Dodd Perth Premier League. In this first semi-final, score 5-1 with less than 3 minutes to go. A ruthless Flyers blue second period, 3 goals straight in that. Jeffries had a double, and then Cox and Kairos joining the party. And the Flyers blue, with that lead of 5-1, will look almost certainties, dare I say it, to take that first spot in the grand final and go for a chance at back-to-back titles. But there's still 15 and a bit minutes of game time remaining, so anything can happen. But by the looks of things, being a realist, the Flyers blue are looking really good. Sharks will not go down without a fight. Zoo. Langell. Again, he's got that flair inside that attacking zone with his speed from centre ice. Slap shot from Lodge, wide of the right post. Almost clutched in the crease by McCann. Zoo rebounds off the boards. Tried to hoist it out of the goal line, but Lamb showed great class in that play and feeds it off to Kairos. Kairos in turn goes to Langell. Plays it towards the goal line. We've got about a minute and a half to go on the CD Dodd scoreboard. In this second period, 5-1 is the scoreline to the reigning champs. If you're just joining us for the first time on our live stream on Facebook and YouTube, we're glad you can join us for semi-final night for the CD Dodd Perth Premier League, all part of another big weekend of sport on your number one in 2021 as Wilson and Lodge scramble for it. But here comes Langell once again. Wilson wins out. Great control under pressure. Hazelhurst looking for the open ice pass. Ricochet off Sue. Rebounds to Lamb. 360. Well-controlled pass to the path of Jeffries. Turned over by Valancourt inside the last minute of the second period. Radcliffe Smith goes past 3. Plays it off the boards. Looking for the backhander cross-ice pass. But Brote was first to it and defended it brilliantly. Lamb on the defensive zone. Jeffries. in the attacking zone. Does he go cross ice? No, he forces it back. Bland, the skipper, certainly led from the front tonight and in the season as well as captain. Very hard captain, but also a very disciplined captain as well. And very well done to Richie Lamb for leading a very good side, not only this season but also tonight in this semi-final. And they'll go into the final period, the Flyers Blue, with a real head of steam. They scored 3 goals straight without any reply from the Sharks, and hence they are in the position that they are in right now as the buzzer goes to end the second. 3 goals straight, as I said, and now they have a really big advantage. 5-1 at the end of the second 20-minute interval. And in the third period, remember, 15 minutes plus stoppage time. The reigning champions with a real head of steam going into the last stanza. And the Sharks, can they muster a big comeback, or will it be season over? Back with more after this.
Shutterguard has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shutterguard.com.au.
Flyers Blue, you can see on your screen, really turned it on in the second period, hence why they lead 5-1 with just 15 minutes of game time to go in this first semi-final of the CD Dodd Perth Premier League. Paul Persick with you in the commentary box, as always, every Friday night throughout the Perth Premier League season. Here are some highlights thanks to CD Dodd. The Blues scoring 3 goals straight in that second period. Jeffries with a double, and then Kairos and Cox amongst the scorers in that second period alone. It's just the way they were able to move the puck and their pressure in that defensive zone, their ability to really shut down those key defensemen for the Sharks, especially when they've got the puck in their attacking zone, and their aggression as well. That cannot be ignored tonight. Kairos and Cox were also key in linking up with several of their counterparts in attack, along with Ryan Langell, who set up that magnificent goal to Andrew Cox late in the second when the Blues were on that big scoring barrage. No doubt those three are going to be a massive threat come grand final time next week. The Sharks, one last valiant effort in the 2021 season, as we're about to get the third and final period underway, this first semi-final, with the Flyers Blue, the reigning champs, leading 5-1, and it is go time in the last stanza. Kairos hoists it back onto that defensive zone. Cox does likewise. Santana behind the goal line. Pushes back. Onto Ruck. Beautiful cross-ice pass. Opens it up to Langell. Where are the targets coming from? Towards Lodge. Did he get it? No. Only just the save. McCann inside the line. Lodge thought he had it in for a moment, but the referee again in great position as we go to the CD Dodd replay. Look at that fine open pass towards Langell, threading its way past centre ice. Langell went for it to Lodge, uses it well with the one hand. He thought he got it over the line, but McCann says, Made a really good save on what they call the last line of the crease. Lodge wins it. The referee just got in the way there. Cox goes down. Langell and Jolly. Well done by Ruck. to recycle that one, but it's back behind the defensive goal line for the Blues. Jolly plays it out. Santana onto Ruck from the edge of the crease. Langell looking for the backhander tip in. But again, that man, Stephen McCann, was causing a few headaches for the Sharks tonight. He's produced some great saves under pressure. He's got eyes of sharp focus, has Stephen McCann, the number one goaltender for the Blues. And also possibly, well, not possibly, definitely the best goaltender in the competition. Doyle for the Sharks. They're looking for an opportunity here. Doyle's pass, blanketed by Lodge, hoisted back onto the offensive zone. Again, the Blues just have that added capacity to turn over those sharp entries. Lamb onto Brote. Going down was a Sharks player. That allowed Jeffries to have an easy run to the puck. He got his own back from Doyle. Valancourt now rebounds it for the Sharks. Ruck goes off the boards. But only as far as Hazelhurst for the Blues. Lovely hoist pass to Jeffries, who controls. Along the end boards they go. And the Sharks will rebound at Valancourt. Lovely cross-ice pass to Langell. Goes back to the centre. Lodge combining with Valancourt. Lodge is looking to go from the impossible position again, but fakes it. Lodge onto Ruck. A little too risky there. Turned over. Lodge and Cox had a bit of a scuffle there, but Cox emerged with it. Turned over for the moment by Lodge. 2-on-2. The scramble on centre ice. It's won by Brote. Pushes forward. Gets it back. But loses it out to Doyle, and the Sharks are away. Referee's got the hand up, however, and that's against the Blues. So the Sharks can keep possession for as long as they want over the crossbar, but that'll be the end of that. And that is against the Flyers blue, and it's against Ben Brote for an infraction. And that will be 2 minutes in the box for him, and we'll roll out the Shutterguard power play once again for the second time in this game. And again, it is against the Blues. So 2 penalties that have been in this game thus far, and all of them have been against the Blues. But also in that last penalty, no goals were scored. And the Blues were able to kill it off brilliantly. Healy hoists it back onto centre, but it's cut off by Jackson. He goes for it, but over the crossbar. Jolly freeing the Blues from that defensive trough, but the Sharks are going to get it back here. Healy, and it goes over the glass just by the stand. And it's going to be another face-off. And as I mentioned earlier, during the second period, if you're a fan of the Melbourne Football Club, no doubt you'll be smiling tonight as they are through to the grand final. First time in 21 years. They're very well done to the Melbourne Football Club. No doubt figures like Ron Barassi, Norm Smith, and even Neil Danaher, the great Neil Danaher, will have a grin from ear to ear. So well done to Melbourne, making the first spot in the grand final. But back here, it looks as though another side in blue, this time the Flyers blue, will take a spot in the grand final. Their ruthless attacking play has been nothing short of brilliant as we are entering the first 3 minutes of this final period on the CD Dodd scoreboard. The Sharks have it. Santana from centre point, just wide of the left post. Lodge. On to Santana for a second chance. No, he elects to pass it wide to Lodge. His shot ricochet off Jolly. Goes for it. They're going in much deeper in the slot, but Langell goes down. Hoisted up. Kairos was the cherry picker, but he's cleared. He's up against Santana now. Great control by Kairos, but it's a 2-on-1. It's going to be a difficult task for him. And justice proved. Lodge won it out, plays it to Langell, who links up with a teammate in Ruck. Plays it back to Valancourt. Cross ice, but heavy traffic from the Blues rather, inside the slot. Brote's penalty almost being killed off here. And that'll make it 2 from 2 penalties killed off for the Blues. And they do it with defence like that. Healy chops it off. Looking to find some space in the slot, but he's really just chewing up some more penalty time, and no doubt that will kill the penalty off for the second time. However, the hand is up from the referee, And Ben Brote will have his penalty killed off only just before the whistle blows, and it looks as though we'll have another one as well. There's a bit of hooking there, according to the referee. And this time it is against the Sharks. And it is ruck. We had a bit of high arm action going on there. And so we'll have another Shuttleguard power play and we'll roll it again. This time it'll be in favour of the Blues in a 5-on-4 situation. The Sharks have had 2 penalties go their way, but they haven't converted. They're 0 for 2. And the Flyers blue in killing off those penalties are 2 from 2. Kairos shoots. Good save, Pelliccioni. He's had a real difficult night tonight. Hazelhurst goes cross ice. Lovely pass towards Brote. Hazelhurst. Good control of the puck. Zigs and zags. Cross ice to Brote. Finds an opening to Kairos, but he's forced back. Hazelhurst again going long towards the slot. The 224's going at it. Of course, that adds 48 for those that are playing at home. And the Blues will rebound. Cox onto Hazelhurst. Fakes the slap shot. Cox goes bang. Nobody home. Almost tipped in by Kairos at the second attempt. Scramble for a Jeffries. He's got the hat-trick. What a night for Liam Jeffries, this first semi-final. And the number 17 has got himself a hat-trick. That's the first time by memory he has fired up a hat-trick this season. Slap shot by Kairos, nobody home. Rebounded, in came Jeffries. The lone blue inside the slot. No forechecking whatsoever by the Sharks. And Liam Jeffries capitalising on the chance to make it 3 for himself in what has been a mega night for him and the Blues tonight. And that'll certainly be signed, sealed and delivered. They are on the way to the grand final. Speaking of on the way to the grand final, final siren has gone over at Optus Stadium. Melbourne Football Club, massive winners tonight. 83 points, good golly. Simply ruthless were Melbourne tonight, and so are the Flyers blue here at the Perth Ice Arena. So it's been a night of ruthless aggression in the footy and in the ice hockey as well. And if you're just joining us for the first time, as the puck is scrambled inside the slot, Brote, he almost hurt himself there. Wilson plays it wide, but it's turned over. Valancourt went for the slap shot from way out yonder. Easily clutched in by McCann, who lets it go to Lamb. Off the sideboards, it comes to Wilson. Releases the pressure. Brote pushes back to Lamb. Hoisted up by Hazelhurst, but it's easily turned over by the Sharks. They look to have gone to the open man there in Williams, but it was turned over easily. 9 minutes to go on the CD Dodd scoreboard. It is a 6-1 lead to the Flyers blue. And it surely is a night where dreams do come true in blue. Not just with Melbourne, but also for the Flyers blue here tonight. They will have another grand final series berth their way. And for the Sharks, with the way it's looking now, it'll be the end to what has been a brave campaign for them. They had a great run over the last month to get to the finals. And no doubt they'll be satisfied with that at least, to have another semi-final berth, but will be just as determined to go one better as the referee has called an infraction. And that is also against the Sharks, but no player in the penalty box. Be Cox and Lodge, who have a little bit of bickering going on there, but Cox wins out. Plays it back to Jolly, who got back-checked by Atkins, and that back-check allows the Sharks to find an opening. Williams almost lost control of the puck. He did. Kairos. Turned over Lodge on the defensive zone. He plays it off the boards, goes looking for Jackson. And the referees pointed out offside. What a great job the referees have done all throughout the season, I must say. Valued members of the community, experienced officials giving up their time to officiate these great games. And every one of those referees that have put their hand up every Friday night, and of course a Sunday night during the season, they definitely deserve a lot of recognition tonight and all through the season for the job that they have done. Doyle hounded in that 2-on-1 scramble. He eventually gets it back. fires it up behind the goal line to Lodge. They're looking for a consolation here. They find one. The chance for Jackson. He had a fresh area. The two number 17s going at it. Hazelhurst almost lost it. Lodge onto Doyle from the impossible. Back and forth the puck goes, and referee spotted another infraction. And we'll have ourselves another face-off as a result. 7.5 minutes to go in this first of the semi-finals here tonight. And the Flyers blue, every second that ticks is every second closer to another berth in the grand final series as Brote plays it wide to Wilson. Wilson goes past one, goes past two. But he's forced a change in direction thanks to the aggressive defence by Doyle. He checks Wilson front on. Does he get the puck back? He does, but only just. Nice little stick check going on. Jeffries comes in to the contest and wins the puck back for his team, but immediately loses it to Lodge. He's on the breakout. Will he feed it off inside the slot? He's going to go for it himself. No, off the pads of McCann. Fired back by Langell, and again McCann stops the Sharks in their tracks. And that will be a face-off. Cox wins the face-off with 7 minutes to go. On the CD Dodd scoreboard. And again, the cherry picker on the outside is Kairos penetrating the slot. No, Pelliccioni got that one inside the crease. What a fine save, diving low. And the Sharks and the crowd are giving him a well-deserved applause here. As we see on the replay, look at how quick Kairos travelled from centre ice into the attacking zone. Easy chance toward the net, but diving low, Pelliccioni. Talk about making a sacrifice for your team. He certainly did that, even though his team's a long way behind. Simply magnificent. Great effort by Pelliccioni in making the save, diving inside the crease. Played on the outer boards. Langell and Cox battling it out for the Blues. They win it out off the end boards. Lamb fired back onto centre ice. Brote. Played on the outer wing now. Langell has a fresh area. It comes to Cox. Nice cross-ice pass from Langell back to Cox. Hoisting it onto the glass. It's maintained in the playing area. Sharks have it back. They're on the brief breakout, but it's an open ice pass. Kairos recovers it for the Blues. He's only scored once, but he's given a big hand to some others as well. Rope goes on to Lamb. Richie Lamb has really been cooking up some big stuff across the season, especially here tonight. And will lead his team into another grand final and a chance for back-to-back PPL championships come the first Friday in October on grand final weekend. Whoa, Ruck! Checked hard there by Jeffries. And that allows Hazelhurst to mop up with the turnover and go for the breakout. It's cut off by the Sharks. Ruck gets his own back from the corner, and again McCann. A nice save low in the crease. And clutches that one in. He says, thank you very much for that one. We'll have a face-off on the outer circle once again. It'll be Ratcliffe Smith and Jeffries in this face-off. It's won by Ratcliffe Smith onto Lelick. Doyle fires it back to Lelick. Lelick with a backhander. Heavily guarding the slot is Hazelhurst. That's good defending from the champions. Jeffries with the open ice pass along the end boards now, but it's a clever one and effective that. Wilson barges in the direction of Jeffries. Fires it off to Healy. Just wide of the left post. Wilson. Good control by Wilson. Eventually loses it. Back onto the centre ice zone. Onto Atkins. He goes for it. Off the pads McCann. A good save again. Healy. Nice frontal check on Ratcliffe Smith. The Sharks rebound the puck from centre ice. Almost a turnover inflicted by Langell. Hazelhurst. Kairos bypasses Healy. 3-on-2 in favour of the Sharks. It's won by Atkins. Atkins from low. And clutched in again by McCann. Cox and Lodge in the face-off, but coming out of it, the Blues have possession of the puck. And on the outside again is Kairos. Fires it from long. But off the gloves of Pelliccioni. Zoo goes down. The Sharks with 4 players across the park. Rebound it from the defensive zone. And only momentarily, the Blues push it back. The Sharks fire it up. Kairos goes bang. Nobody home. Cox with a backhanded tip in. No, he doesn't get that one either. Kairos trying to sweep that one towards the net. 3 chances gone begging. The Sharks rebound with 4 minutes to go. Lodge tried to go for the impossible. That was very ambitious. Bro fires it out of the defensive zone off the boards. Coming out of it will be Robson, but an icing call will be made in the meantime. And if you want another big weekend of sport, we've got a big qualifying final tonight, or tomorrow rather, in the WAFL. South Fremantle up against Claremont, the grand finalists, will put on another big show. And you'll hear the call from 2:30 on Saturday afternoon. Of course, it's a later game. But you'll hear it from the best team in 2021, the Front Row Screen Sport team. And you are going to be in for an absolute belter, so don't you miss it tomorrow from 2:30, the qualifying final between the Bulldogs and the Tigers in the WAFL. Back here, with 3.5 minutes to go, the Blues holding a very ruthless edge over the Sharks as Jolly trips over Ruck with the stick, and the referee's blown the whistle, and this time that will be a penalty. And that trip low on the leg there, signalled well by the referee, when Jolly will head to the penalty box and will roll out another Shutterguard power play. This will be the 3rd one that the Sharks have got their way, and the 4th for the game. But the Sharks, in converting from those penalties, are none for 2 so far tonight. So that power play in effect now, thanks to our great friends at Shutterguard, manufacturing German roller shutters since 1989. 5-on-4, Hazelhurst hoists it long from the defensive zone. No icing call made. Santana with a free rein on the defensive zone. He's got Langell as a target. He's also got Ruck. He's going to fire it off himself along the boards. Intended there for Valancourt, but it was Wilson who rebounded that one with the turnover. His path, ricochet off the skate of Valancourt. Cox fires it from the right point. But a great pad save by Pelliccioni. He pushes it forward onto Langell. He breaks free, goes towards goal. No. Langell fires it off. It was a blank effort from Doyle. Didn't get a lot of that one in. And the cherry picker is Jeffries. He's got Kairos. Where's the checking on him? Scramble for a one-on-one. Jeffries won it. He's forced back. And the Sharks turn it over. Valancourt. Oh, no, that's Ruck. Ruck ignores the checking going on. That's good composure. Lodge inside the slot, looking for the second chance. No, rescuing it in the crease was Healy. Great defence by the number 4. Goes towards the goal crease, flicked forward by Pelliccioni. We're inside the last 2 minutes of this first semi-final and the final 2 minutes of the Sharks season, which has ended in what is a ruthless fashion against the reigning champion side, the Blues. But no doubt, Gil McLean's side will be very proud of the Sharks' valiant campaign right to the end. Another semi-final berth, but no doubt they'll want to go one better in 2022 as Lodge fires it from outside the slot. To no avail. Langell rebounds as the penalty for Jolly is almost killed off. It's 5 seconds left in the power play. And that penalty will be killed off now. And that is 0 for 3 for the Sharks in power plays that they've converted into goals. Open ice pass towards the defensive zone. No call will be made. And players will go on with it. Sharks have possession of it again. Lodge, he's had plenty of it. He shoots. McCann has had plenty of saves. Yeah, a nice pat on the back as well from his teammates. We are just a minute away from the end of this first semi-final. And the Flyers blue, they will go to the Grand Final Series once again. That's starting here next Friday night for Game 1 and then Games 2 and 3 if necessary at the Cockburn Ice Arena, with Game 3 if required to begin on the first day of October, the first night of October rather. Still a minute of game time to go as the Sharks, Lelick and Williams looking to go for the tip-in, but to no avail. Jackson fires it into the slot, but it's safely guarded by the Blues skipper and Lamb. Williams back to the Blues. Cox cross ice intended for Kairos, collided with Williams, but it's back onto the defensive zone for the Blues. Lamb Kairos again just swoops in and takes it for himself. Lelick, a tight scramble with Jeffries onto the defensive zone. And Richie Lamb, fittingly, the captain, will have the last open ice pass and will inspire the Blues to another grand final berth. They only scored one in the last period, but that second period rush of goals made all the difference as the reigning champions, the Flyers blue, show us why, in fact, they are the champions as they go through to the 2021 CD Dodd PPL Grand Final Series in ruthless fashion. A 6-1 victory against the brave but flat Sharks tonight. And Bruce Ross and his coaching staff will be very, very happy at this performance. This will be a performance that'll put them as heavy favourites into next week's opening game of that Grand Final Series here at the Perth Ice Arena. A very well-deserved victory indeed. They took control right from the first minute of the second period. They scored 3 straight after an eventful first 20 minutes in which the score was 2-1. And they scored 5 goals after that, or 4 goals after that rather. And the Sharks did not score again, despite having plenty of chances. Ruck and Lodge, they did plenty of heavy lifting in their attacking zone, but they just lacked that support from Riley Langell, Robson, and in particular Oscar Zoo, who was big on the scoreboard earlier in the season. And as we go to the CD Dodd highlights to wrap this game up, the Flyers blue just had more contributors when moving the puck. Liam Jeffries, sensational. He got himself a hat-trick. Cox, Kairos, and Jolly joining the party as well in what was a dominating display in the final 45 minutes of game time for the Flyers blue. They are the first team through to the 2021 Grand Final Series. They are going to aim for back-to-back titles when that series begins next Friday night here at the Perth Ice Arena. But we've still got another semi-final to go. It is the Flyers Orange against the Vikings to see who will join the reigning champions in the 2021 CD Dodd PPL Grand Final. That will come your way at around about 10-15 minutes time here on Front Row Screens on Facebook and on YouTube as well. We look forward to your company then. But for the moment, on behalf of Julia, Ryan, Matt, and all the Front Row Screens team, this is Paul Persick saying stay with us in about 15 minutes' time with a second semi-final not too far away between the Flyers Orange and the Vikings. But in the first semi-final, it belonged to the reigning champions.